Podcast. Today I'm going to focus on the Starboy song itself rather than the album. Obviously, it's still produced for the Weeknd, so I'm going to kind of hone in on where the song was produced, kind of the timeline it was produced in, and then we're going to switch over to the music video itself and watch that and kind of just go through some of the main points that I pulled out myself, and then some of the fandom generated theories along with that. So to begin, Starboy is one of the only songs. I think there's like 3 that do feature Daft Punk in it. That was kind of cool. With this, with his mainstream, obviously the album was named after the song. This was his main front to the song in general. This is what brought it up, gained the most hype in general, and it was on the #1 for like Spotify lists and Billboard 100 for quite a while. Top charts in like Canada, France, New Zealand, Sweden, obviously United States. Billboard Hot 100, and this was the Weeknd's 3rd chart topper, excuse me. And it was cool because even though the Daft Punk featured in it, it was their first one. So that was kind of a cool influx for them, simply because they featured in the song. They also got the top charts. It was directed by Grant Singer, which is they collaborate with him quite often on a few of their songs. He directed The Hills and Can't Feel My Face for Beauty Behind the Madness album. Within the music video, which we'll kind of switch to in a minute, he's seen destroying evidence of his previous awards from Beauty Behind the Madness albums, and it has been described as another one of his attempts where he kills himself, or kills his past persona, or more theoretical background. Again, this was produced by Republic Records, which is their main focus and their main collaborator through all of their productions. Kind of some other things that stood out to me when reading the bio was, so it reached #1 in a handful of countries again: Canada, Denmark, France, Norway, Mexico, Sweden, and it was top 5 in, it was going top 5 in various other countries as well. I think Australia, and it was #3 in Germany. So it made, it was the top of the charts regardless in many countries across the world. It peaked around, it peaked at #1 after Chainsmokers finished. So Chainsmokers by Closer kind of took the mainstream view for a little while, and that was like 8 weeks. It was #2, and then once that kind of died down, it took #1, and for 5 weeks it was behind Ray Shremmerd's Black Beatles, which was obviously really popular for a while. Still is, but it lost that top 100 spot once the Weeknd took #1. And it came out, let's see, August 24th was when it was announced, and it was released September 22nd. So about a month in there, and since then there's been social media presence. Fans have been coming out saying they've listened to the Starboy album every day since it's released, specifically the Starboy song. It's a very good song, and going back to my last video, it is kind of the base of that fan theory with him ending his persona's old ways. So with that, I think we can begin the video. So it starts out with you like the viewer is in the view of it looks to be an intruder, so you're kind of like the criminal, and it goes through his beautiful house, the Weeknd's house, and it starts out there at about like 20 seconds in. So you see a lot of religious emblems throughout a lot of his music videos, specifically a cross. The album cover is him wearing a cross. It's the red cross. He's wearing a cross around his neck. So the first time you see a cross, or that symbol of a cross, is about 20 seconds in. It's a chandelier reflection on the window behind it, and that makes a cross. It's the first time. This is in the same period when there is a man flicking a lighter. The criminal, the killer, flicking a lighter across from the Weeknd, tied up. He has long hair. He's tied to the chair. Obviously, he's about to die. The guy in the mask, puts on the gloves, walks behind him and takes a bag and suffocates him. Then he reveals his mask, and obviously it's the Weeknd with short hair, the new one that we've seen with this album. So it's obviously where people get the persona killing aspect from, is he cuts his hair, it's new music, it's a new style. And right after he does this, that's when the song actually starts. It's just like he does one of these moves, the cross is on his neck, and it's really right there. That's the main focus of the view, and that's when the song actually starts picking up. At this point, he just goes around looking at all the awards. He's feeling the awards on the wall, the records, the platinums, his Beauty Behind the Madness victory and his success from that period of time. He's just going through, and then as he's walking down this hallway, he finds the glowing red cross bat-looking thing, which obviously has renowned religious value. Then he takes this and he wields it, and he essentially breaks all of his past. He breaks the records, he breaks all of the awards he's won, and kind of like I mentioned in the last video, this is the main point that fans really attract to when they're talking about that theory of him losing himself and just changing his style, because that's exactly what he does. He's destroying all of his past. He has short hair. It's a new style for him. He's like a hip punk guy. Later in the video, he's shown to like go through the closets and go through all of the wealth of that obviously the owner of this building himself has. He's just destroying the entire building. He's throwing shit around, doing what he wants, dancing on the table, just having a good time with his new music. Then he has a lighter again. He lights his closet on fire. He lights the house up. And at this part, it's kind of weird because he has there's like a cat figure, like a little kitten that comes in at about a 3-minute mark. He walks into the bedroom. There's a kitten with him. Now, this kitten is seen throughout a lot of the movies, music videos, and more specifically, it's seen as, I think it's either a panther or a jaguar. Not quite sure. I'll follow up on that. But it's seen full size, full scale. This is also seen in the Mania. The clip, the end of the music video is the Mania clip that they feature in the Mania music video. And so the little kitten that jumps into this Aventador with him, as he drives off, the next shot you see is this massive, full-grown, like I said, it's either a jaguar or a panther. It's a full-grown cat, and he's next to it, driving off into the night, basically, singing the song with the panther next to him, full-grown. And the way I look at the panther is that's like his fame. His fame has grown from it was a little kitten in the past, and once he killed that off, it's matured, it's evolved, it's grown into this massive, full-grown animal with more potential. And that's kind of what he has with this fame. He's unleashed a whole new viewer set from this new release of this album. Specifically, the song attracted a lot of viewers. Like I said, it hit top 1, and it's number 3 on his list. Like it's his number 3rd top 100 charts, number 1 spot consecutively. He's holding that spot. So he's constantly releasing this new music, and the viewers love it. He's gaining momentum. And the cat is that full-grown fame. It's there. He has fame, and he knows it, and he's wielding that power just like he wields the cross throughout the entirety of the video. This translates to many of his other songs. Specifically, I Feel It Coming. Another point that I just remembered is when he's in the house at about the 5-minute mark, the 3.5-minute mark, it's this camera pans across a painting on the wall. And on the painting, it's the two Daft Punk. It's Daft Punk in their space suits, and behind them is the same terrain. It's like a snowy, mountainy area. It's the same terrain that we see in the I Feel It Coming video, its most recent release. The same terrain we see in that video, which kind of makes another weird connection that I'm sure the fans have already taken a hold of, and that people have already taken a hold of. But it's another small connection that are thrown in these videos. There's a lot of twists. We've known that from the beginning with The Weeknd. He puts twists within his videos. And he adds that next stage for fandom to thrive upon and to really circle around. I think that's what makes him such a good artist. It's not just the fact that his music is really good, but he adds these little sneak peeks for his fans to pick up on. And that's really what his entire story has been about the entire time. So later this week, I will touch on my next video, which will be I Feel It Coming. I figure that's a nice segue to that video with the whole poster being cut. So hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.